our teams. This is freelancing side. Hope you guys are doing good with your cat task. Uh, in earlier videos, Yog has explained how these 80 marks has been divided. From those 80 marks, there's 20 marks given to the virtual TI, which will be done through Teams meetings or any other online platform. So today I'll take you through how this virtual TI sheet is working and how you can score 20 marks out of 20. If you are doing good with all the format and all the points, then you can achieve full marks. So I'll explain you point by point and which things you have to keep in mind during your virtual TI. So I will start with the conventional TI sheet. In this TI compliance sheet, I will be discussing around 20 to 24 points. So let's start from the first thing, where I have been mentioning these points, and some are point are very simple, so you can those are self-explanatory. You can understand from that. So what you have to do during your virtual TI sheet is that the first sheet is compliance sheet, in which we have given 24 points for conventional teams. So under that we are having 5 columns on a serial number. Second is the compliance parameter, which you would know that what we are expecting from you, and then your comment will be there that what is your understanding about that point that you guys have done about that compliance. And after that your technical inspector will be there and he will examine that compliance parameter, and then he will put his remark. And if this point according to your design is satisfactory, then he will mark okay, or if it is not satisfactory, then he will mark not okay. So let's take an example of point number one, that Epicycle must have only 3 wheels in only tadpole, 2 front, 1 rear configuration with 2 individual seats and 1 utility box. So this point include that 3 wheels should be there and the configuration will be tadpole, means 2 front, 2 wheel in the front and 1 in the rear, and having individual seat for both the driver and the utility box. So these all the things are there. Then your first compliance parameter, or we can say it's a first checkpoint, which will be okay, and then it can be marked yes. Now, what more important here is that how we will check it. So for that, I will explain you a bit that for going for first attempt in virtual TIE, you have to first submit a step file of your final design to your technical inspector, so that before starting the virtual TI, he will go through uh, about your design or your step file which you have submitted. So he will go through and then he or she will check, and if they found at their level that it is okay to go through with the team, then they will ask you about one by one all the checkpoints. And for those checkpoints, I'll take you through the second sheet, which is validation sheet, where points have been mentioned. Suppose take the first point that Epicycle must have only 3 wheels in tadpole configuration with 2 individual seat and 1 utility box. So here you will put any view which should be satisfactory in any kind of view, like isometric, top or side view, which could be asked by mentor, your technical inspector also, and it is about your understanding also. So here I must say that if you put it in the isometric view, then it would be the best. Okay, so from isometric view you can see both the seats and utility box, and also the deadbolt configuration that can be checked. So here you simply have to put a snap from your design and just you have to paste it there. Okay, so that would be demanded by technical technical inspector, because this file will be submitted as your virtual TI file to the technical committee. So that's how you will go point by point in every compliance parameter. So I will taking you back to the first sheet, where you can see second point is your width and uh, whatever the parameter which is given, that should be satisfactory. So in that case, what you will do in validation sheet, suppose in the second compliance parameter, you will take the front and the side view of the vehicle, and with the dimension shown on the screen, and then you will take the snap and then you will submit it here. So under that model, it can be seen that what is the length and what is the width of the vehicle. So this way we can go through one by one with every checkpoint, and those checkpoints are the teams which are participating from past years. They can understand, because these points are already given in every TI, every TI when it's happening in college also, and in the main event also. So for the fresher team, I'll explain a bit about these points. Now the third point, which is asking you the bending strength and the bending stiffness. So for that you will put your reports and material test report, and also the calculation which should be shown, that how you have done the calculation. The fourth point is showing the 1.5 mm thickness minimum of wall thickness. So for that you just take a snap of your rendered chassis, and in your roll cage you just take the cross section of that pipe and you show the dimension, and then you take the snap, so it would be satisfactory at that level. Now after that, this overhead protection member. So for that you have to go through your rule book check, and then you just see that rule, and from there you can simply understand that in whatever the possible view, which is good. And one more thing, that you can take more than one snap also for the same. You can paste it to one or two, how many it is needed to reach the satisfaction level. So that you take there and you show the dimension also in that. So that would be satisfactory. After that, if I'm taking point number 6, 7, and the next also point where dimension is included, I request you all to show the dimension on screen. Okay, it's the option, whatever the software or platform you are using for designing. Then by whatever the software you are having, there you can simply just show the dimension. So the snap would be more near to the satisfactory level, because from there they can check. And one more thing, during your virtual TI, your technical inspector will ask for sharing your laptop screen to check your level of understanding about rule books, and he or she will ask you to go through one by one rule and then show it in your software in 3D. Okay, so that would be the satisfactory level. That is up to the technical inspector. After that, if I'm taking rule number 8, that handhold must be provided to both hands of the second rider, so that you can easily show that. I don't think that there will be any issue in that. And SBM should be provided as a closed hoop and attached to the frame member behind the seat. So these are the simple checkpoints which you can easily clear that. Same goes with the 10th, 11th, and 12th and 13th also. You can simply show your these points, and then it can be cleared. After that, if I'm taking to the 14th and 15th point, that is included to the driver seat. So it is very simple. First point is very simple. You can show the mounting tabs and bolts. Okay, that could be now one video call or meeting, Teams meeting. If either on Zoom or Microsoft Teams that can be arranged, and then you can easily show these things. You can easily take the snaps of screen for these points. Now the 15th point, uh, that is also very simple. Your torso support must end maximum 2 inch. Okay, maximum 2 inch below the driver's shoulder. So that can also be seen in the snap. You can use the dimension tool and you can show the dimension. Now the 16th and 17th point I will take. These are also simple. The first point is 3-point OEM seat belt. So that assembly should be there in your CAD package, CAD file, or whatever the rendered model you are showing to the technical inspector. And these are again 17 point is again related to the dimension. So the dimension you can show by using the dimension tool. After that, this 18th point, this separate battery will be used to run the other components, the lights or whatever the system you are having. So that can be shown. And if you are not using the second battery, so if you are using the second battery, then you have to show the battery and the mounting where you have fitted the battery, uh, that you have to show, and whatever the circuit you will use, that how you will routing the circuit, that you have to show it. If you are not using the battery, in that case you have to show the circuit or routing of the wire and all through the main battery. So that also you have to show in 18, whatever the case applicable to you. 19th is a very simple point. One push to off kill switch should be there, and that should be in reachable position for both the drivers, so that you can easily show that. 20th number point is regeneration capability. So that is optional. So if you are not using any regenerating energy or any device you are not using, then you can simply mark not applicable for you. If you are using, then you have to show how you have fitted it, and if it is not making issue with any safety or compliance, so that you have to show. Now the 21st point is the brake must be mounted on all the wheels. Okay, so that it should be on the wheels. You have to show that. So you have to take snap of all three wheels, and then you have to paste it there in validation sheet. And also it should not be on the axle or any shaft. And this control of all three brakes must be given to the at least one driver. So that also you have to show that how your driver is going to operate your brakes. Now the last 3 points, which is the clearance. So first is the driver's body with any non-moving part. It should be minimum 3 inch. Okay, and between the driver's body it should be 3 inch also, and with the vehicle parts, that is also the same 3 inch. Uh, so you should keep in mind that minimum clearance should be 3 inch. You should not uh, do anything or make anything less than 3 inch. It should be minimum 3 inch. Now the next point is 23rd, which is ground clearance rule. So ground clearance rule, I hope you all are uh, clear about that minimum 6 inch clearance of the rigid vehicle part. Okay, so every part which is rigid and we can say which is non-moving, then it should be cleared from the ground minimum 6 inch. And whatever the part which are moving like chain, paddle, or your sprocket and all, so that should be minimum 3 inch. So which parts which are moving up and down, so that also minimum 3 inch. So that rule is pretty clear, I hope. And the last rule is protection from moving mechanical parts. So that must be your sprocket, your chain, or shaft, or intermediate shaft, or motor covering, whatever it is there, or we can say mud guard, whatever it is there, it should be present in your rendered model. So that is necessary. So that will clear your 24th point. I hope these points are very simple. Anyhow, if you are facing uh, any issue in understanding of any point, then you can simply contact us. We will be there to clear your problem. So with that, I will close the conventional compliance sheet, and we will be moving to the advanced compliance sheet. So this is the advanced compliance sheet. Okay, so I request all the teams, all the advanced teams, that some points are common with the conventional teams. So I hope by earlier time of this video you can understand from there. What I'll do is I'll take you through the points which are specially for advanced. So that I will mark it here. Okay, so these calculation of bending strength, wall thickness, these are same. This overall protection, point 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, these all are same from there. The no difference in that. Okay, so after that sheet and driving strength, both all 4 points are the same. And after that I will take you through the point, next point. So okay, so from there now I will take you from the point of which are specially for I must say advanced. So let's start from point number 23rd, because till 22nd it is same for all conventional and advanced. So I'll take you through point number 23rd, where these are the special things which is only available in advanced. So the first point is headlamp. So for that compliance parameter is that either a single headlamp should be provided. You can put it in the center, or a set of two lamps you can provide to the both sides. So for headlamp, on and off switch should be there. So for that you will take a snap and you will show that what are the positioning of your headlamp, whether you are using one or you are using two, both you can mention. Uh, so this compliance parameter can be cleared from there. Now the 24th point is the turn indicator. That is also the same. You have to provide the turn indicator in front and also in rear, and to the left and right side should be separately identified. That is well understood, I think. And this frequency is given, so which I think you cannot show in uh, your virtual TI, but let's try to show whatever where your turn indicator will be mounted. Okay, and their dimensioning and their position you can show. Now the next rule is 25th, that is uh, smartphone holder or USB charging port should be there. So that you have to show in your rendered model, that where you have given to hold the smartphone. Okay, so that is a smartphone holder and a USB charging port. So that you have to show in your rendered model. On the 26th point, where you have to show the dimension. So for that rule has given that whatever the minimum length, minimum dimension you can use, whatever the minimum height, and whatever the maximum height. So your headlamp, brake light, or turn indicator should be within these limits. So that you have to show in your rendered model. You can take a snap with the dimension visible, and your rule can be cleared from there. Now the 27th, 8th, and 29th are the same that is in conventional. So I think that are well cleared. So I hope with this you can simply go through for your virtual TI. Okay, so some tips from my side is that you better use your validation sheet. Okay, because that is more important. You have to paste your whatever the snap is there, or whatever the cut from your screen, that you have to paste it here, and it should be clearly visible. Okay, so there should not be any dimension visibility issue. Otherwise, it will be like you are just losing a point just because you are not able to put the right snap. So that should be there. So one thing you keep in your mind, and another thing, if you are having any doubt or any communication gap between your technical inspector and your team, then you should focus, or you should arrange a meeting, and then you can show your laptop screen. Okay, wherever your software is installed, you can explain it there in 3D view, so it can be clear. So I hope those are very simple process. So that include your TI. So I think with all that, I will be clear about conventional and advanced format. Hope everything is cleared. If not, then you can simply write to us, or you can text us over WhatsApp, or whatever the social media platforms are there are. Uh, so we'll be happy to help you out. So I wish you all the best to clear your virtual TI format. So that will be all from my side. Thank you. Thank you very much.